Hello! Tuloy po kayo sa Usap Tayo Club. Alam niyo bang mag-Filipino? Hindi. Pero gusto niyo bang mag-Filipino? If you want to speak in Filipino, then you are welcome to our Usap Tayo Club. Me and my friends have created this Usap Tayo Club for those Filipinos who are living abroad and would like to speak in Filipino, but they don't have any venue or opportunity to speak Filipino with other Filipino speaking individuals. Meron na po tayo ngayon. We have created Usap Tayo Club, and we would like to invite you to join the club. Usap tayo. I am a Filipino American living in the United States. I speak in English whenever I am with someone who speaks in English, but I love to speak in Filipino, including my dialect when I am talking to a fellow Filipino, Filipino Americans, and even those who have Filipino background or who are not Filipinos but would like to speak in Filipino. However, there are Filipino Americans who can't talk in Filipino. There are so many reasons. And sadly, there are those who know Filipino but keep insisting on speaking in English. I don't know why. Sometimes I feel sad about that. I feel happiest when I talk to those who try so hard to talk in Filipino, even if they don't really know how. And they're so proud to at least say even just one word, even just say, Kumusta, which means how are you? And then they will say, I am a Filipino, or my mom or my dad is a Filipino. Natutuwa po ako doon. I'm happy with that. I used to teach and I used to teach Filipino culture and Filipino language. And now I would like to help those who would like to speak in Filipino with our conversational Filipino language workshop and our Usap Tayo Club. Maraming Pilipino o Filipino-Americans ang hindi pa rin marunong magsalita ng Filipino. Of course, there are so many reasons. There are a lot who can understand Filipino but cannot speak, who can understand and speak a little Filipino, and a lot who cannot understand nor speak Filipino. Personally, this makes me a little sad and a little jealous of those who can speak fluently both in their native tongue and their secondary language. I believe that language reflects our perception of the world. This I agreed with what I have read from an article, The Relationship Between Language and Culture, explained by Narayan Liu. A great way to expose oneself to a culture is to learn the language. And to understand the language is to learn the culture. Hindi ba naman po? Kasi when you're able to speak your language, uh, in our case, Filipino language, we are able to experience our culture. There are so many ways of understanding our culture and experiencing our culture, pero it's still different when we speak Filipino. Kahit hindi palagi, kahit whenever we have the chance, kahit paminsan-minsan. Just in the place where I am at, there's so many Filipino Americans who cannot speak the language. The reasons can be these. Their parents are mixed, their parents are born in the United States like them and have never visited the Philippines. Their parents are from the south or from the northern part of the Philippines. Um, and they don't speak Tagalog or they don't know Filipino. Their parents don't talk to them, or the children are not talking in the language in Filipino whenever they are at home, or children were born and raised in a place where they did not have the environment to speak in the language. And there's so many other reasons. Pero pwede pa rin pong mag-aral at magsalita ng Filipino. I admire those who would like to speak and feel so concerned that when they get the chance to speak, the other Filipino speaking individuals laugh at them or correct them, telling them mas mabuti pa if they will just speak in English kesa naman barok ang Filipino. Pero sana po hindi ganon. It should not be that way. In San Diego, California, there are a lot of schools offering Filipino as a world language, And some high school and college students are able to learn the culture and the language. But there are still many who want to learn to speak in Filipinos. The parents, the corporate individuals, the adults who are not able to learn language at school, marami pa. I am referring most to adult ones. Many times they just say, well, anyway, Filipinos speak in English, and when we go to the Philippines, we can always speak in English. Tama naman po yun. Pero it's still different when we speak in Filipino, di ba? Those who would like to speak or would like to learn to speak in Filipino, you will still have the chance to learn speaking in Filipino the conversational way. You don't have to sit down in a classroom. And if you don't like to be going to the basics, no problem. You can learn the language in an easier way. And you don't have to start from the basics of Filipino language grammar. We created USAPTAYO Club, and I started the Conversational Filipino Language Learning Workshops. This is the learning Filipino in the most fun way, in a casual environment. I already have done some workshops, and attendees enjoyed them. I believe even without focusing on learning or mastering the language basics, even with casual meeting with others, we can learn Filipino. Usap Tayo Club is a social and language learning club where members can learn Filipino through conversations and becoming a member and mingling with others who speak Filipino will be the best way to do it. Usap Tayo Club is a social and language learning club where members can learn Filipino through conversations. Become a member and mingle with others who speak the same way as you do. I will share with you more about what we do at Usap Tayo Club and how a conversational Filipino language workshop happens next time. Come join us and be a member of Usap Tayo Club. Email me at telexperience@gmail.com and I'll send you the membership link. You can be a member wherever you are. Let's start speaking in Filipino po. Usap tayo. I'll see you next time. Bye.